The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and three-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
Good morning, I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie, and what a continuation of hitting the wrong buttons I've had this morning.
It is Friday Eve, so it's okay.
There it is. It's going to make everything better, isn't it?
That's right.
Well, we got a bunch of things to talk about that went on over the last 24 hours.
One of them coughs. You want one?
No, I didn't. I wasn't even coughing until you said the word cough a minute ago. Show that box.
Has anybody ever used? I like these things to an extent. Fisherman's friend. I see he's going to get it. And I used a term to explain to him what this little thing tastes like.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of like castor oil when we were growing up, you know. Anything that was real bad, it worked. Well, this is real bad.
Odie, I've never heard of it.
But it was...
As I choked to death over here.
It was... But it does help. And I feel better. This dadgum sinus infection is about to whoop me.
I mean, it's like you're wearing Old Spice and squirting it in your mouth is what that looks like. I have never heard of that. Fisherman's friend?
Yeah.
And it's supposed to help with a sore throat.
Yeah, and it helped keep you from coughing.
Okay. Well, I got a tickle there out of nowhere after you just had to go and say it, and I got to choked up.
Oh, well, it'd be all right.
Here we go. Good morning to everyone. Fisherman work, Sandra says.
It does. Now, it doesn't taste worth the flip, but it does work.
That last go round back in January when I got sick, that was some of the worst medicine I've ever taken.
Yeah, and nowadays, you know, as a kid, we used to have to hold our nose, and Mom would squirt it down us and hold our mouth shut like they would a dog because it tasted so bad. And
now your wife does it.
Bubble gum and...
Yeah, we didn't have flavor, did we?
No. We didn't have nothing but Fred Flintstone vitamins.
Yes, it was. And they weren't good.
They weren't good.
Let's talk about something that is occurring right now, and that is some heavy rain, and we need to show everybody where you are. And we urge you, leave home a little early right now, especially the eastern side of Lauderdale County, northern Clark County. Let's look at this as we pull up Meridian Honda radar as we show this.
Roads are slick.
Look at this. Now, we got some pretty serious weather that is moving out of Bay Springs, McGee area this way. As you can see, it's moving northeasterly. Heavy showers here as we look here, I-20. But south of there around Montrose is a little heavier. Let's turn on locations now where we'll really see what's going on in the Meridian area. Now, as we zoom in on this, let's show where it really picks up, right past the Ag Center. Now, all of this is heavy rain on this west side out by Collins for the four-way stop, down past Owls, and there around the Rock House. But when you get to this point coming up about where Greg's Fireworks is right there out of Clarkdale, look at the intensity that we've got. Now,
yeah, it's holding some steady, solid rain right there.
Long Creek Ball Field, and again, as we get right here out by Russell Christian Academy in these areas, look at that, Rainbow Lakes. That is some of the worst weather we've got right now. So be careful in those areas. Again, these streets are wet, and what does that mean? It's going to be rough as you drive along.
Yeah.
Our number one wreck central place is the I-59 split coming into Meridian. We haven't heard of one yet. I hadn't gotten a text, but normally it happens.
It will, and it's been a few days since we've had some rain wash the road off. So we've got oil on the road, so it's going to make it a little bit more slick than normal. So leave early, take it nice, take it easy, get to work safe. Just be careful out there throughout the day as this stormy weather kind of comes through our area.
Now, let's talk about the severity of what's going on today. And then there's a teeny bit of around Saturday south of us at this point. Never know how things could change, but it's south of the Meridian area right now. This is what we're expecting today as we pull this up from the National Weather Service of what is showing on radar of what's bad. This area down here around the coast is going to be a level 2 right in here. No tornado warnings at this point. As you can see right in this area here, we got several thunderstorm warnings with sheer winds happening there on the coast in those areas. But as you get here, right here at Meridian, is the line right there at I-20. And south of this will be through lunch. And then north of Meridian, all points north would be, let's call that from 3 o'clock on till about 9 o'clock tonight is going to be the chance of severe weather in these areas up here, Philadelphia, Winston County, and Kemper County, and those areas. So we want you to be fully aware of what's out there and the potential. Can't rule out a tornado, can we?
No, we never can. And you hate to keep bringing that word up, but temperature differential, that's always going to be something that we have to continually watch for. And they're going with the coast down there. They're looking at possible tornadoes in their area as well. So
we have had one small tornado warning issued this morning. It didn't last very long, and it was canceled. Now, I mentioned Saturday. We got events going on Saturday. Let me show you what the National Weather Service tells us at this point. This is Saturday, the outlook. And you get into southern and eastern Clark County will fall under a level 1. Can this move up by Saturday? It sure can. But anywhere south of Jay's Taxidermy on Saturday is potential for some severe weather. And again, it's only a level 1. It's not like this is a 2 and a 3 in some of these other areas that we've seen.
I think we're at, 40% Saturday, something like that?
Yeah, 40%.
Nothing real big, but the potential is there to see some additional rain.
All right. Any more home remedies that Odie has drug in this morning?
Well, now, of course, my peppermint with some honey.
Yeah.
And some lemon.
Now, aren't you supposed to mix some alcoholic,
some bourbon,
90 proof in that and cook it?
Some bourbon. And just let it sit there, and you shake it up. And
now, how much do you drink? Is it just like a...
Yeah, you just take a shot at night. Yeah. And Amy was like, she hates bourbon, and I love bourbon and Coke. And she said, I don't know about this. And I said, baby, look, just take this shot. So she took it, and of course she gave one of those faces that would scare you to death. And she said, I can't believe I just did that. And the next day she woke up and she was like,
she felt better?
So much better.
So that's not just talk. You're saying it really does work to do.
It does. And now,
do you melt the peppermint?
Yeah, it dissolves in there. I get not the hard peppermint, the soft peppermint.
Now, do you do it on a stove, or you just throw it in the glass and it melts?
Throw it in the glass.
Oh, okay. I had it in my head that you had to heat it like in a spoon, and then police show up.
Yeah, that would.
Don't be, if you're taking cold medicine that does that, it ain't good. It ain't right.
Yeah, that's the wrong kind of medicine.
Wrong.
Yeah, but see, you heat alcohol, and it takes the effect out of it.
Oh, so, I didn't know that.
It's like honey. Honey is great at room temperature, but if you ever heat honey, you lose all of the medicinal benefits of it. So if you use honey as a sweetener for your coffee, you're getting a natural sweetener,
right?
But you're not getting any other benefits from it. So the best way for honey is to take a teaspoon of honey with a little bit of cinnamon sprinkled on top of it. Take a spoonful of it every morning and chase it down with a capful of apple cider vinegar. You can mix that with about 4 ounces of orange juice to kind of cut the harshness off of it. But you do that every day, and that will help you with your heart. If you've got diabetes, it'll help you with that part. Overall, it does pretty good with you. Now, you want to get honey that's made from bees as close to you as you are.
No, why is that? Because I always hear that.
Because it uses the pollen that you breathe the most of to make the honey.
Yeah.
And then that's what helps you with your sinuses.
We're just going to start calling him Doc over here. That's what we're going to do. You've got a home remedy for just about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all.
What does Sheriff Chancellor have to say?
What is he
making a bomb? No.
He's making
now, unless you saw something on Facebook as a memory.
Oh.
Yeah, I threw up a few question marks.
There he is. He's so right. A lot of people agreeing with you that does work, that they've tried that.
It's amazing. I tell you what, honey.
Right,
Go get you some honey. Get you a little bit of cinnamon. Get you some apple cider. Try that for 1 week, every single day.
Yeah.
For 1 week.
Makes you feel better?
And just let me know how you feel.
Carol said the worst thing she's ever. You ever heard of called Gross Chill Tonic? What would that be?
No, I hadn't. But tonic, I mean, that would.
That's like, is that like Dr. Tishner's or something?
Maybe. Granny was big on tonics.
I heard that. I don't know what she was making by the cement.
Telling.
But most everybody agreeing with you that yes, they've tried this and it does work. Get your local honey, Joey points out.
Yep.
And as you
Get
said,
your local honey. Yep, got to have it.
We'll be right back. We got so much to talk about this morning. We're going to inform you of what went on overnight, yesterday. All of this is all up and coming as we begin this early Thursday, a wet one for us.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigerator. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Have you been hurt on the job? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Know your rights when it comes to the workplace injuries. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
Good morning, Scotty Ray and Odie, as we start this day with home remedies. If what we've been getting comments on and call. I've had somebody send me one about ginger ale. And what was that I mentioned there? What was it I told you? And you said no. Let me
Crown
see.
Royal, apple, and
ginger ale mix.
Ginger ale. I just said, well, that just gets you drunk.
So maybe your cough doesn't matter after that.
You weren't worried about it. Termite, he said he likes a little honey mixed with his bourbon.
I have
whiskey.
I have never. I can't drink that stuff. It's like. I tried one time that Dylan made me some of that when I had a bad cough, and I'm telling you. For the next hour, I thought about how my mouth was on fire and I couldn't figure out how to put it out. Something called Fireball. It was horrendous. It was horrendous.
Yeah, now Fireball, that'll wake you up.
With peppermint is where that was. All right, let's get into what has gone on overnight. Let's start out with this because this is an interesting story.
Well, yeah.
As we began this. Let's pull this up so everybody can see. All right, everybody visualize I-20. You're BJ and the Bear. You got a load to deliver, and you're coming along I-20, you top a hill, and you go, is that cones in the middle of the highway?
With no lights around?
Right. And the more you see is this guy rolling around barrels, and they would be little orange cones. And, well, it must have wore him out, Odie.
Because he just had to lay down
He had to lay down the road.
Come on.
So the truck driver picks up his phone, as most folks like we would do, and calls the Meridian Police Department. They come on down, and somebody got them a ride to the jailhouse.
Oh, yeah.
All jokes aside, most likely there was some issues going on here. We don't know that. I can't verify that, but one would lead to believe that. And what is a miracle about this is somebody wasn't hurt on this, because 18-wheeler.
Yeah, you just don't stop on a dime. And then all of a sudden, cones are in the middle of the road.
Man.
And now you look down and you say, is that a body?
Is that a dude?
That's just laying there? The things you see in Meridian. What was the name of that old newspaper that would come out about once a week.
Truth Master?
Yeah, things that make you go,
Oh,
Yeah. I think it was Truth Master.
I think it was. They used to sell them for like a dime or something around Meridian.
Yeah. I used to get them. I go to the old barber shop down there and get them.
I kept hearing, the new edition's coming out.
Yeah. It's only a dime. I think they sold more newspapers than anybody else did.
They did. They had a higher circulation out of barbershops.
Yeah, and then you had to go pick your own paper up. They didn't even deliver.
That's right. Now, the second issue that we want to move into that happened not long ago, what is it now, 7:15? This was going on around 5:45-ish, and I could be 2 to 3 minutes off. I don't want anybody going, well, Scotty Ray was wrong on his time.
That was 5:47.
People do that to me.
Oh, yeah.
They bring this up. But somewhere around the area, and let's go ahead and show this, around Old Highway 80 and Highway 19, this general area here, it was reported that, picture this, it's got like a scene from a movie. We'll put Bruce Willis in the van. Toyota car behind it. Pow, pow, pow. This was a scene out there earlier this morning.
Still never hit nothing.
Didn't hit anything, but Meridian police did arrive. The folks had evacuated the scene, which I would have too. Problem is, for somebody, I think a tag number was gotten that they usually go, where were you this morning at 5:45?
Okay, whose job was it to take the tag off?
Don't you hate it when a plan doesn't come together?
That was mine.
The 18 issue didn't work out last night on that.
Oh, me.
But, and we joke about this, but this is really a serious matter that people turn to the streets to do this. I don't know the answer. I don't know why. They were apparently in a disagreement. Maybe one had something that the other thought was theirs, and they wanted it back real bad.
Well, to have something like the Coliseum. If it's just that bad, y'all go check into the Coliseum. Go in there and
didn't they do that in Rome?
Draw.
One time?
Yeah,
I thought so.
Until they started giving everything they owned away and taxed everybody to death, and the country failed. And,
it did happen.
I mean, it kind of seems like what
I've heard the story before.
Here. Yeah. History repeats itself.
It does. Every time.
That's why we use history to find out what not to do.
We also overnight found out that, people over on 49th Avenue, they weren't having a good night either. They had a disagreement with somebody, and they had to squeeze off a few rounds also. We go there to see that. This would be in the area of the 1500 block of 49th Avenue. Here sits Highland Park. It would be to the west of there, 49th Avenue there. And again, no one hurt, no one injured on any of these stories that we've brought up this morning, but they did go on.
Yeah, they did go on. We got some birthdays coming up.
Do we?
Yeah, let's see who we've got. Golly.
Yeah. Do we need to go up here?
Yeah, let's go up. I just saw it. Happy birthday to my granddaughter, Chloe Loper, from Catherine Perkins. So happy birthday. I thought there was one more.
This dude named cough syrup up here.
Cough syrup. He had more than cough syrup. Yeah, somebody put on there says he had too much home remedy.
That may be the thing, little granny remedy.
Yeah.
So if you've got a birthday, we would love to hear from you as well. Post that in the comments, and we'll get those out.
Humphreys. Yep. Odie, we got a birthday. So who's our birthday? Fred Bean. That's my buddy. Hey, brother. How are you?
He's having a birthday?
No, I don't guess he's having a birthday.
Okay.
But
get those to us. We'd love to hear from you this morning. We've got some more coming up. Somebody has been shot in the local area. We're going to tell you where that happened last night, what the outcome. That's next. We'll be right back.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham. Welcome back, Scotty Ray and Odie. It is Thursday morning, rain falling everywhere. We want to remind you to be careful where you've got to go, especially if you got to be at work by 8 o'clock. Leave a few minutes early. We want you to get there safely. As we have another birthday coming in, we have to say, I believe it's going to be Ben Johns celebrating his 10th birthday there.
Man, 10 years old, hit the double digits. Next thing up, teenager.
And then people wanting to get into your family tree, I see this. Are you kin to... You see that? BJ? Are you kin to BJ?
Yes. BJ's a cousin. So, well, it depends. You like him?
You got to get that feel to say.
Does he owe you anything? You know, no. BJ's a cousin.
Okay.
Can't you tell we got the same hair kind of cut that don't do anything?
I wasn't gonna bring that up.
Yeah, it's just part of that side of the Barretts, I reckon.
We get a correction. His name is Ben Robinson, celebrating that 10th birthday. We do hope it's good.
Robinson.
Is that an anniversary I do see there?
Happy anniversary. So, yeah, to Beverly Godwin Davison.
Don't know how many years you got there, but that ain't bad there. All right, as we
That's awesome.
talked just a moment ago, we do have somebody shot in the area, and, well, if it's not happening in Meridian, it's happening in another town that is really close.
Yeah.
We go west of Meridian. We go all the way over here to take a look in Newton, Mississippi. One person was shot overnight. This would be near Wade Park. Several shots rang out as police arrived on the scene to look at everything. They were looking, and next thing you know, someone has arrived at a local hospital by private car. We don't think it was life-threatening, but again, now we don't have official word on that. We just know that they were taken to the hospital. They had a bullet wound. We hope to learn more about this a little bit later on today. We'll speak with Police Chief Randy Patrick to get the details of what all went on within its limits of Meridian, Newton last night as I straightened that out. And again, this would be just south of East Church Street is where all that went on there in Newton. A lot of activity there. And the next question is some of that controlled out of this area with gunfire? I think so. It's kind of like a hub.
That's right. It happens that way.
Members, you might want to say.
Sean's doing him a good job. You see where he put on here, "Good morning to my beautiful wife."
I'd miss that.
Yeah, and then she comes back and said, "Good morning, my king." Well,
These lovebirds, what are we going to do with them?
yeah, so somebody's buttering somebody up for something.
We have to say salute to all the way down Pensacola, Florida, joining us now. We do appreciate Florida.
Yeah, I was down there last week, so good place.
Hanging out there with the Jets.
Yeah, I went down there and then
Blue
climbed
Angels?
that light tower, or the
Lighthouse.
Yeah. Woo, that was a long. I'm glad I didn't have to do that all day long. And then get up there going, crap, I forgot something.
Can you
Go back
imagine?
down. I'd be like, I'll get it later.
And this is just out of question because I don't know. Are lighthouses still in operation or is that a thing of the past? With navigation now.
I don't know if they're still as far as an operation of
Right.
they've got to be, or if they just, or if
For
they're
looks.
just still along for looks. Because you go around most of the coast and you've got so many condos that's around that the whole place is lit up.
Yeah.
So if you run into shore now, you was asleep at the helm.
Yes, you were.
tough.
We had more gunshots last night. And again, no one hurt, no one injured on this. Let's go north. This is a common area that we hear of gunshots in our area here. As we go back to Meridian, we go north of Royal Road there on 24th Street. This will be the 4500 block. Shots fired in that area last night also. And again, no one hurt, no one injured, but it did happen, and you deserve to know what went on after the lights went out last night.
Why we like pushing it out. We need everybody to know.
Now, I got word of this, and this is heartbreaking. We brought it up yesterday.
It is.
Let's show Trixie Bell. She's been missing. The reward has gone up from $600 now to $1,000. This is out in the southeast community. If you've seen Trixie Bell, she only weighs 1.5 pounds.
Yeah, we went out there and flew a drone and did some looking in a particular area. I was called by one of my bosses.
Yeah.
And said, in this area here. So we searched it and used a thermal. The sun had already heated up some of the area, and this being a small dog, this is not a a huge drone, a real big drone. So, but we were able to fly that area. Didn't see anything, and I hate that.
Right.
But hope that they find this little dog for their daughter.
Oh, we pray so too. So maybe they'll be found.
Yeah.
Bob says that all lighthouses now are automated except one in Boston, Massachusetts.
Well, isn't that something?
Didn't know that.
Well, we looked up in there, and they did have the LED light bulbs, and used to it was a flame. They had to use the oil to start it off, but at least they've upgraded now.
Right.
So another birthday. Baylor Weaver had his 5th birthday yesterday. So Mimi and Pappy,
wishing him a big one there.
Myers, says to send you a happy birthday.
As we do a little update on weather this morning as you're up and traveling, I want to show you exactly what we're looking at here on radar this morning as we pull this up. If you're in southern Newton County, northern Jasper County, be ready. It's some strong thunderstorms there. All across Lauderdale County, we've got a lot, especially on the west side there, coming in there, Lost Gap area out to the airport. And then the eastern side here, Highway 19, I-20, all the way into York, Livingston, Alabama. Thick rain. As we watch this, be careful. Wrecks can happen so quickly and your life be taken away at the drop of a hat. We don't want that to happen to anyone.
Right now, going to our little weather station, in the last 3 hours, we've had 166 lightning strikes in downtown area.
Wow.
So that's last one was about 3 minutes ago. So within 17, 18 miles of downtown Meridian. So that's a lot of lightning.
Night before, and I always have to point out things that happen. I don't see how you could not know this, Odie.
They may have just left that thing there.
You're going down the road, and all of a sudden, your truck is faster. You don't feel your trailer behind you.
It's not swaying.
Yeah,
anymore.
And you get home and you go, "What happened to my camper?" We have found it. Let's go to Enterprise. This happened just the other night. Here's your camper if you're still missing it there. It was found at the 137 exit there at Enterprise. It just come right on across the interstate and stopped there. Now, to our knowledge, no one has showed up to claim that just yet.
Well, Greg's wife came home from vacation one day and looked in the yard and said, "Honey, where's our camper?" Greg says, "Well, I sold that." "Do what?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, what'd you do with the stuff in it?" "I sold it too." "It was all our baby clothes for Rianne, and it was all our family portraits, not ours anymore."
He said, "Just let it go."
Yeah, he said that fella pulled out a wad of money, and he was like, "Here, hook this thing up and get out of here before you change your mind."
Have mercy.
Well, where's your truck? Sold it too.
Well, sometimes you got to part with things.
Yeah.
On the way this morning, we'll be telling you about the incident that has happened, as we've urged everybody about when inmates escape, no matter what they're in for. I now have a totally different outlook on, even if it is a misdemeanor, as we find out that an escapee got out, committed murder. We're going to tell you the latest on all that. Also, we wanted to bring this up. The night market is coming back to the max. This is their 5th birthday. Let's show this here. This is downtown Meridian, going to be happening there. So come out. Earth's Bounty is going to be there. And again, that's coming up on the 27th as we go to downtown Meridian. So much it happens. It's a beautiful area.
It really is, and it's safe. We've had a bunch of stuff downtown, and everything's been wonderful. So let's support all of these events that we have downtown and everywhere around Lauderdale County.
Oh, yeah. We got some more of those we're going to tell you about, too, this morning. 7:29 with rain. Carry an umbrella or a garbage bag that's big enough to not mess up your hair. Whatever you got to do. We'll be right back. Spring is in the air at the Neshoba County Co-op, located at 338 West Main Street, downtown Philadelphia. If you're looking for that perfect flower for your home or getting ready for a garden, whether it's butter beans, peas, or tomatoes, they've got it all there. The fishing calendar says it's great at the Neshoba County Co-op, whether you're bass fishing or if you're out for crappie. From new rod and reels to getting the exact lure, or maybe that worm that you're hunting. Grab a pole and go fishing today. And let's not forget about turkey season. And remember, all roads lead to the Neshoba County Co-op.
If you're building or remodeling your home and finally getting around to that to-do list, before you spend your hard-earned money anywhere else, do yourself and your pocketbook a favor and check out the huge selection available at Southern Pipe and Supply. They have a large showroom on Highway 39 North in Meridian. You can check out the large selection of tubs, showers, sinks, and faucets. Southern Pipe for all of your heating and air conditioning system upgrades, along with standby generators in preparation for storm season. And we're local, Southern Pipe and Supply.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
What drives us may be different, but what we share is the pursuit. Whether taking on the job site or your own backyard, let the pursuit of the perfect cut begin. Steel's zero-turn mowers are here. Real Steel. Find yours.
Well, this right alone, just this logo means a lot here in the area, and I put my stamp of approval on this guy, Chet's Paint and Body. If you have any type of little boo-boo, see Chet, he'll work you out there, take you in, whether it's a fender bender or a scratch, maybe you got a classic that needs to be redone. They do that all from deer to, well, any other type of animal that you may have been feeding in the pasture, and it leaned up against your Chevrolet and squished it.
Should have brought him some more hay.
Yeah, them bulls, when they get hungry, they go to pushing, and sometimes your car gets it. It happens. See Chet, 737-2961. So much to see and do, they'll help you out there. And I had somebody point out something. I didn't even notice that I said it.
We were good on the dates.
Yeah, but
it's just now.
Today is the 27th. Whoops, that's going to be happening at the Max. I just didn't put two and two together. I had that and didn't realize it. So the Max tonight is when all that's going to happen there.
So get out and about and go down there and support these little businesses.
Shannon Hemingway, I'm so glad to see you up today working with Greg's wife. Boy, y'all got it hard.
Yeah, they talk about us having a good time. You know they've got to be having a good time up there. All of them together.
Oh, yeah. Let's head back in time. Let's go to 1822. Little did they know in 1822 that this next guy was going to have a drinking problem. But he would, and have it for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
But he would shape up and become president of the United States. Who is it? We're talking about U.S. Grant.
You know, I bet that stuff tasted terrible then.
Talking about whiskey?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it did. Most of it was homemade.
No flavor. Yeah. Filter it through some white bread.
Still not a like name around Vicksburg, Mississippi. Just not well liked in that area there. I'm just saying. 1865. This is one of the tragedies in America that is often overlooked. And what it is, and before I show this and the picture of this, is greed. There is no other way to word this other than greed costs these lives. The war is ending, and what we're talking about is the war between the states. As we do this, soldiers are going home. They're being let out of prison camps, and they got to have a way to get there. And the only way to do that is the river.
Yeah, it's the only way you can get that many people.
So say maybe you have a boat, and it'll hold maybe 1,500 people. But
we stack them just right.
That's right, because you're getting paid per man that you deliver.
That's right.
And you overstack it by about 500-600 people. What happens?
Yeah. Oops.
It turns into a disaster. One of the worst that we've ever had, the SS Sultana, exploded there because it had too many people on it, and it just couldn't handle it.
That steam, they kept throwing that steam to it, and that boiler kept trying to produce enough power to push that many people, and the boiler just couldn't take that amount of
the folks tried to swim, the soldiers did, to the shores. They didn't make it. It was one of the worst tragedies that we've ever had on water. Just so that history is never forgotten. I always like to include things like that, just so you'll know what went on there.
Yep.
It seems like I remember this guy playing a doctor or something. You remember this guy?
Quincy.
That's it.
Man, I liked Quincy.
You ever wonder where your family name come from? I look at his and think Klugman. Ring, how you got that?
Somebody down there clubbed somebody.
That has to be. Now, a name and a voice probably a lot. As a kid, we didn't have pictures, not with voices. And you had to imagine what they looked like. But each week, he would come inside your radio and tell you what the number one song was as he counted them down. And he'd do those long-distance love affairs, as we all know. Casey Kasem was born on this date.
Yeah, that's something that if you've heard him, you can still hear him in your head now.
That's right.
You know, that's something that's going to stick with everybody that grew up with him being your top 100.
He was there.
Yes, he was.
Which reminds me, I always have a will, because people will fight when you pass away.
And as soon as you're gone, they're going to sell everything you owned at one time.
Yep. So get it all on paper where they'll do what you want.
Quincy was a corner. I don't remember Quincy as a corner.
Was
I
he?
don't remember. I thought he was a doctor. It won't be the first time I was wrong.
You know, I saw Quincy, but it was never one of those must-see shows for me.
Well, Daddy watched it, and so I was going to watch it with Daddy.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was a little feller.
I was watching Barnaby Jones, I think, on that
I
night.
liked Barnaby Jones, too.
You just couldn't help it. Had that good-looking secretary, what's her name, Mary Ann Mobley from Mississippi. Wasn't that who she was?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I remember right. She was hot to trot. Now, the only reason, and I know that the rest of the world knows who she is without it, but the only reason I know who she is she happened to bump into Kenny Rogers somewhere, and, well, next thing you know, two fools collide, and they made a song together. Sheena Easton has her birthday today. 1959 is when she was born. And I know that she done music that was huge in whatever you classify her, but I don't know the name of them.
I couldn't name them. Of course, I can't name anybody's music. That's something that I just didn't ever get in good with, was songs and names and who sung them and all that. So Amy does that for me.
I'm bringing this up for honorable mention because I never saw the show, but the Patty Duke show, I know her name. It ended today in 1966. It was all over.
Never heard of the show.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about. I never watched it.
Patty
Couldn't have been too good because it didn't make it to heavy reruns.
Yeah.
Just saying. But the rest of us will know this one.
Yeah.
It ended today in 1971 as the final episode ended of Green Acres is the place to be.
Got to climb the light pole outside your house to use the telephone.
Oh, boy.
It's terrible.
But it was. It's still played today. People still like to watch. The only character that really bothered me was that Haney, that voice.
He was always trying to sell something.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I have to. Millie done. We got jumped on here.
It was a great show. I have to take your word for it.
Yeah, we would, because we really didn't. We were just putting. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know.
Dot says Lee Merriweather. I wonder if she's referring to Barnaby Jones' secretary. I thought it was the girl from Mississippi. I could be wrong, though. Ooh, Quincy was the...
CSI before there was... You're right.
I have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Who made it to the TV Guide in 1971? You'd know these guys. Hop Sing and the whole bunch, they made it there. Little Joe and the gang of the Ponderosa. That little guy there, after they got rid of Adam and they tried to bring him in, it just never fit.
Wasn't going to fill the void. No.
I forget why Adam left.
Yeah.
Adam Pornell.
I bet Greg would know. He would pass the, what do you call it? The Jeopardy?
Yeah.
He would win the Jeopardy on this.
We got
he watches it.
Yeah. Let's see here what else we got going on today that happened. Let's go back to, this is a big deal if you ever make it there and you have take somebody's spouse away from them, and next thing you know, you're a big country music star. I just had to throw that in.
And then you're Trisha Brooks.
Yeah. She had her highway named after her today. Highway 83 there. It's the Trisha Yearwood Parkway.
She run over that wife.
Sure did.
Might as well have a highway after.
And you know, now that we brought that up, do you remember, this is where it really gets weird, and no one ever really clarified what went on. Headline was Garth Brooks' ex-wife kidnapped. You remember this?
Now that you say that, I do remember something, and we just watched, and I didn't watch but probably 90% of it, the Garth Brooks deal on, I want to say it was Netflix. But it was pretty good, and his ex-wife was on there. And
Sandy.
yeah, and talked, and they just, and both of them was the same. And I'm sure at that particular point in time, it was not that good of feelings between everybody. But she said, he's always gone. I'm always here. I'd go take the kids to him, and he would talk to them and play with them right before he went on stage. But other than that, we didn't know each other.
He was kind of busy.
We grew apart. And that still doesn't mean that.
Well, you know, he had the breakdown on stage one night and admitted everything he'd done wrong. it came, but as you get into that headline of she'd been kidnapped, I didn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. This has been 15, 20 years ago. But she still lived near Garth, like on his property. He like built her house, and it was the yard man that she ran off with or got kidnapped. And there was something, and I think he may have even had a background.
This was, and I'll give both of them kudos on this. They lived in separate houses, and I don't know how far apart they were.
So the kids.
Excuse me, so the kids could be with them. So if this was her day to have them, the kids were at her house, he would go to that house and wake them up. They would have breakfast. He would take them to school. He would pick them up, and they would all go to the ball games together, come back to the house. She would leave after they went to bed and went home, and then come back. It didn't matter what house they were at and whose day it was to keep them. Both parents were there when they woke up. Both parents were there when they went to sleep. And both parents were completely interactive with the kids during the day.
But then you have those moments of, look, Daddy, Mama's running off with the gardener.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you kissing that woman, not my mama?
2011, the number one song was My Kind of Party. If y'all remember, we brought him downtown Meridian underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
What a show that was.
Yes, it was.
I was trying to refresh myself on this.
What else can you say? We're on TV.
He got into an altercation. He was, David Allen Coe made headlines today. He got into a fight at a casino and was arrested again. He was tackled.
Oof. He's come here and sang.
And what was it, Mr. B's?
Yeah, I think it was. Mr.
Down next to Service Merchandise back in the old days.
Yeah.
Who was it said they put a live bull in there?
That was Greg.
Yeah, Greg was still saying back with the mechanical bull thing, and they thought, hey, we got to do that. We're going to bring a live bull into the bar and see if you can ride it.
Hold my beer.
In 2009, we would find out that it was all over. We can no longer be the Bandit. Because why? They quit making it. It's gone as they introduced that Pontiac would go away. And that great 77 model would be no more. It really is hard to...
You want to boost your company, bring that car back.
I have not laid eyes on this myself, but I know Donald Trump at one time offered $1 million for it. And then after a discussion, 10 years later, I don't really know how many
He
years.
never had to pay nobody for it.
This did surface, and we're talking about the birth certificate of Obama. Now, there was always that talk because his brother's from Kenya, and they were saying that he was not really I don't know the answer to that, but they've got a piece of paper that says he was born in the U.S. at the end of the day.
Well, in Hawaii, isn't that part of the United States?
It is. It is.
So when you come over here and go to college, and you were born in America, how can you go to college as a foreign exchange student?
Okay, that does raise an eyebrow, and that's kind of where all this began.
So that was the biggest thing, is you went to school as Barry somebody.
Okay, I'd say there's parts of that I didn't realize.
His name that he grew up was Barry something that he went by, and I don't remember what his name was, but he went to school as a foreign exchange student, that he come from Kenya, where his daddy lives. And
that's true. That's true.
Where he went to school. So now all of a sudden you want to be American, so you change your name to Obama, and you say, oh no, I was born in Hawaii. So if you were born in Hawaii, then you should not have gone to an American college as a foreign exchange student. You can't pick and choose who, what, where, when, and why.
And that's where all that controversy goes back to of show me your birth certificate.
Well, you've got to show that to run for office. You've got to show that when you run for a local office. I think you should be made to show that when you run for a national office, especially such as President.
Okay, Brian says he had dual citizenship.
That's fine, but where was he born? Because you can't be president unless you are a natural-born citizen.
You can be a citizen, but not, that's
correct.
right.
Even if you're part of a military family and you were born on a base out of country, you're not a national-born citizen. Strange.
Interesting.
You got to be a natural-born citizen, not just a citizen. And I have a problem with being a dual citizenship. You either from here or you not. You either American or you something else. Pick and choose what you want to be, and that's who you are.
Interesting facts on that.
Odie.
Small thoughts from Odie. We need little bubbles that come up above your head. We're working on that. We'll be right back.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
I'm Chris Bullock, and I'm a candidate for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor. As a former Meridian Police Department cadet and Lauderdale County Sheriff's Office Ranger, public safety will always be a top priority. As supervisor, I'll stand with our brave law enforcement officers and promote law and order. I'll approve funding for necessary personnel, training, and equipment to ensure professional service and safer community. I ask for your prayers and I ask for your support.
Paid Political by friends of Chris Bullock. Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954. Well, look at there. Snowden & Company is there for you today when it comes to a home. They've got so much to offer. Any size you're looking for, Odie.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what your needs or your wants are. If you write down on a piece of paper your dream home and what you're looking for and what you want, and you give that to those fine ladies over at Snowden and say, this is what I'm needing.
Yep.
Let them do the work, no matter where it's at, whether it's Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, even over in Jackson, Brandon area. They can find your dream home, help with all the paperwork when it comes to the bank, make sure that you get everything that you're looking for, and do all the work without you having to do anything.
Just ask for Amanda. She can fix you up there, and they'll do all the rest from start to finish. Again, that's SnowdenRealEstate.com. Visit them today. Now, one of the big things that happened in the state of Mississippi yesterday, as we all know, there was a shootout in Mississippi, a holdup where someone barricaded themselves into a home, Odie, and that did not turn out well for the bad guy.
No, not at all. And don't know exactly what caused a fire. Was it the shootout that caused the fire, or did he set the place on fire? Don't really know, and it'll be a little while before they can get all that figured out. But
here's the guy right here. This is Dylan Arrington, who, what makes no sense to us, his charges in being in jail were not really that bad. He breaks out, steals a motorcycle, and suspected of killing a preacher. And again, you're innocent until they do all this paperwork. But it looks as though then barricaded himself in a home, and then a shootout came after this.
You wouldn't think that he was in there for minor offenses. You wouldn't think that when he escaped jail, you would say, this guy's armed and dangerous, do not approach.
Right.
Don't approach any of them for any reason. But you wouldn't think that he would have gone to the extent that he did. And then all of a sudden, when he stole the motorcycle,
turned to murder.
I'll suppose him. Turned to murder, got a preacher, stole his truck, was barricaded in this home. You never know what goes through people's minds.
Now, there's 3 others still at large. We are getting word that the possibility, never, until you know when someone's taken into custody, that this gentleman is in Texas. Jerry Raines, supposedly, pictures of him showed up on a convenience store camera.
He looks like he had the haircut I did when I had that plant back there.
It did. So we've
got that.
Again, some of these could still be in the East Mississippi area. Be careful with who you approach. Is while we bring all of this up. Don't just give a ride to someone you don't know. We're in a different world now. They could be in Meridian just as easily, or in Union, Mississippi. As you remember, back Newton, Mississippi, not long ago, the escaped convicts from that bus were downtown Newton.
They were the MS-13 that you do not want to have anything to do with. So go on Scotty Ray Report, pull up the pictures, and really get to know what these folks look like. Mm-hmm. And if you see anybody that looks like that,
call police.
Call the police and let them check it out. Don't do it yourself. It's not worth it. As
LaWanda pointed out, he wasn't going back to jail, and there's some folks that just can't handle it, and I guess that's where he got in his mind. He couldn't do it. Odie, we wanted to bring this up. This is a pretty big deal here as we look at this.
Yes, it is.
50 years.
Man.
As we look at this, Long Creek Volunteer Fire Department going to have a car show coming up on their 50th anniversary. That's going to be June 24th this year. So plan ahead and hope you can make it out for that. That's a big deal for a fire department, 50 years.
That's a big deal of people in the community serving the community, and they continuously need people to come in to carry this on so they can have a 100th year anniversary. But it takes a community coming to help support the community, not just there, but everywhere.
Oh, and just a word of advice as we look at some more headlines across the state of Mississippi. A former police officer in Jackson. Say you got a neighbor. You know he's a convicted felon, but, well, he needs a gun. And
he's a good old boy.
He's a good old boy. You go, oh, shucks, I'll go ahead and sell it to you. All that's fine and dandy till somebody finds out on the force nowadays, and then they come arrest you for selling to a convicted felon. Didn't work out well for him. So y'all keep that in mind. And with all honesty, sometimes guns are sold, you don't think about that, to your neighbor or whatever. Make sure you're not selling something to a convicted felon because they can get you over that. That ain't good.
There's a reason he couldn't go buy one anywhere else.
That's right. He may have paid you double the price.
Yeah.
Whoops.
There's a reason.
Jackson Flowers has been a part of the Meridian area for a little over 60 years now. Now, they've moved to a new location on Highway 19 North, just 2 miles north of Walmart. You could be looking for that perfect thinking of you gift. Or maybe it's just a happy you need, whether live or artificial, no matter what the need is in your family. Whether it's a birth to your time of need, Jackson Flowers is there for you. Drop in and visit with them again. Highway 19 North, just 2 miles north of Walmart. Jackson Flowers, for all your needs.
My mama said I need a truck because this lawnmower's the devil.
Buddy, we can do it!
Need a truck?
We can do it!
Need a van?
We can do it!
Need an SUV?
Buddy, we can do it!
Need some luxury? We've got you there too.
We can do it!
At Interstate Auto, we can do it.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Odie as we ever near the top of the hour. And let's talk about weather again. Your safety is the most important thing that we can tell you about today. As we go to radar, this is what we've got going on right now. Heavy rain still across Lauderdale County. I-20 all the way over to Morton is just horrendous. So if you're heading west, it's going to be rough. Also, I-59 all the way to Utah, Alabama. At this point, Demopolis, y'all got a lot of rain. Be careful here on this east side. Ricky Bobby, all the gang out here, why not? Heavy rain there as we glance at this now. No serious thunderstorm warnings or anything going on in the state of Mississippi. We are watching down here at Houma, Louisiana, and as always, these will move northeasterly. We'll watch this throughout the day to make sure that you're aware of what the weather is going to do. We want you to be safe. Just travel a little bit slower today.
That's it. Stay weather-wise. Stay on top of it. Scotty Ray will have everything. If something happens, he'll break in. And, you know, we've been talking about this, so we need y'all to help us out. We talking some of our little things with politics. We've been brushing the idea, what if we have a good old-fashioned, since Fox can't seem to get their stuff together, y'all think it's about time that we put something together?
Have a different network?
For y'all, for everybody else, on the true feelings of a redneck with national politics.
We may need that, Odie.
And go ahead and shut Fox Network down. We'll tell you what we really think, how we really feel, what the country needs to do to straighten up. And you've never had anybody from Fox or anything come down to the old South and say, hey, how do y'all look at stuff?
That's true, they didn't. So do you think we need to do that?
I think we need to. What y'all think? Do you think we could start our own little network and bring in a couple of other people and kind of straighten up the United States?
Might be an idea.
Might be an
Let us know your thoughts. Yeah. We did get this inbox to me just a moment ago that said that the ID card there is a false claim about it showing a foreign student for Obama. We're going to read up on that, find out what that has to say. But did get that mention there that was supposedly a false claim. I mean, it could be.
Well,
we stand corrected. We stand corrected. We'll read up on that.
Exactly.
Appreciate you sending that to us, Brother Bob. There always. As any time you've got a message, send it to us inbox. We'd love to hear from you.
And we will turn around, and if we've made a mistake, we will own up to it.
Absolutely. 7:56. We want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for inviting us into your home, wherever you might be watching us, bathroom, wherever it is.
Yeah, anywhere you are. And thank you for coming and spending your morning with us. 23 hours. We'll be back for Friday. We love you. Thank you. You have a great day. Be careful.
We got like 5 more seconds. We got to talk.
We still love you. Have a wonderful day. Drive safe out there, guys.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: